Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me again. Oh my god, you guys, we have so much to talk about in today's video. I can't even tell you the things we have to talk about because it's all in the description. I just want to get right into it and start first of all with Gucci. There is a global price increase. I want to say thank you so much to one of my subscribers called One of My Styles. She has an Instagram account. She has so many VCA pieces, by the way, so if you like VCA, go follow her. I'll link her IG in the description below. She reached out to me. She's like, oh my gosh, there's a price increase. I was like, stop, okay? And she's like, yeah, there is one. So she's based in the Middle East. And the price increase for those of you in the Middle East is as follows. This affects pretty much everything, but the Marmont collection is severely affected by the new price increase. I will put the conversions from dirhams into pounds, USD and euros like on the screen somewhere here at some point. So basically, the Gucci, I think one of the Gucci Marmont bags, originally last year it was like 4,500 dirhams. They increased it last year again, and then it was like 5,600 dirhams, something like that. Then they increased it from 5,600 to 6,150 dirhams today. That's like the new price increase right now. I was like, whoa, I was so shocked when she told me this. There are also tons of new releases. She kindly sent me the photos. So thank you so much, darling, for sending me the photos. These are her pictures. She sent them to me. So I'll put them on the screen as well. Yeah, basically it's crazy, but like the price increases are pretty bad. So once she gave me that information, I was like, whoa. So I went on to luxury Facebook groups, and there's one that I'm part of where I do ask questions, and they do know I have a YouTube channel. I'm like, hey guys, just found out from one of my subscribers there's a price increase in the UAE, so obviously the Middle East is affected. What about the rest of you ladies across the world? And someone else was like, oh my God, we've just been affected here in Asia. And then that freaked people out, that it was like Asia, the Middle East, and then a few people in the States said that the prices have increased as well. So if you are a fan of Gucci, if you love Gucci and you're looking to buy, you should probably buy right now if you haven't been affected by the price increase. One of my styles also said that they tend to quietly increase things. So it's not like Chanel or LV or Hermes where there's like big fanfare and everyone's losing their rag online. They tend to do it quite slowly and incrementally. It also seems like they do it phased across regions and jurisdictions in the world. So Chanel price increases, it tends to be like one region first, then another region of the world, then another geographical region. It seems like Gucci aren't really like that. They do it quietly. Actually, that's not what I meant. Sorry. I mean, Chanel, they tend to do it like universally. That's what I meant. Sorry. They do it universally. Gucci are the ones who tend to do it incrementally because the rumors of a price increase in April, turns out they have been floating for a while, but it has already been executed already now in the Middle East and specifically the UAE. It has already happened. So if you live in the UAE, you can't avoid this price increases because the prices have already gone up. And like I said, the Gucci Marmont collection is affected. And then when I was in that group, I was like, guys, what about the Dionysus? Is the Dionysus affected? And someone else in Asia said the Dionysus prices have already gone up and they are affected. So you need to go and check out your Gucci boutique where you live, or talk to your SA if you're someone who loves the brand and know what the new prices are. Just to give you some context to how much Gucci increased their prices by. So she said that price is a huge increase, by the way, like 4,500 dirhams from last year to 5,600 to 6,150. That is a huge increase. I'm sorry, that's massive, okay? And then I went on this website, I think it's called foxytote.com. She had a Gucci price increase list from 2019. In 2019, the Super Mini was $790. Today, the Super Mini is $860 in the US. I mean, I think that's actually a significant increase for a bag that's literally this big. And I love that bag. I actually want to purchase that bag. It's on my wish list. I didn't tell you guys about it because I was looking at it last week. I was like, where have you been all my life? I love this bag. And I was like, trying to figure out how much will it basically fit, and it's absolutely tiny, you guys. The Dionysus Super Mini, that's a huge increase. At the moment in the UK, I believe it's £670, but that is including the price increase. I don't know how much it was last year. I heard a rumor from one of these groups that the Gucci Super Mini in the UK was not £600 last year. It's £670 today, as I said, in the UK. And in the US, it's $860. It's gone up significantly. I know you're thinking, oh, that's just $70 though, like from 2019 until today, that's just $70. Well, no, not really. These are luxury items. No one needs to buy these items, okay? And I do think like you should be like smart about like the way you're shopping and stuff. I love the Dionysus line in general, I think what they call the GG Supreme print. I love it. I love it so much with like the horseshoe thing. Gorgeous. Love it so much. Love it to bits, but not really loving these prices. Not loving the way they quietly creep up on you. Okay, they're like a little cat. Okay, in the background that creeps up on you with their price increase. And I think that they know that people get freaked out about like LV, Chanel, and Hermès's price increases. So they're like, yeah, okay, cool. Let's just quietly increase the price while Chanel takes the flak. But we're actually increasing our prices. And our prices are actually quite expensive. Like, it is significantly expensive. I do think I saw I think I'll try and find it if I can online. I saw a python Dionysus, like in python skin. And it was, I think it's like $1,500. And the super mini Dionysus in python, but the exotic version is 1,500. The super mini in that GG Supreme canvas is 860. I love, obviously I thought the python one is beautiful, but yeah, horrific sum of money, and it is really, really expensive. I think considering that it is horrifically small, like on the website they have the measurements, and I measured it with my phone. This is the phone that I'm using to film this video is the phone I use for my calls, for my WhatsApp and my social media, Instagram, etc. But I do have another phone that I use to take pictures and to take notes with as well. So I use that phone, and I like had the ruler out, and I was like on the Gucci website yesterday seeing if that phone could fit in there and if this one could fit too. They just about fit, you guys. Like, it's a snug, tight little fit. I still love that bag, and I would absolutely get it as well. So I wanted to let you guys know about that price increase. It is what it is, you know. There are a lot of comments about these types of price increase videos because they do kind of get repetitive. It's like, hey guys, there's a price increase, and everyone gets upset about it, but we still end up keep buying. But I do think that the information is golden. So thank you so much, darling, for sending me this info. I'm very grateful, and thank you for sending it specific to your geographic region, because I actually think that's very important. But the price increase has already been executed globally. So if you're in the US, the prices have already gone up. If you're in the UK, the prices have gone up, etc. In Asia, they've already gone up. So based on my research, they went up this month basically, but they do it very quietly. They're very subtle. They never announce their price increases. I believe last year they did in June, only because of C19. And they said, oh yeah, by the way, we're increasing prices by 10% because of C19. But that was like the only reason. So Gucci doesn't tend to announce price increases. People like turn up to the store and they're like, hey, why did this increase in price? They're like, oh yeah, the price has increased. What do you guys think of the Gucci price increase? Is there anything from Gucci that you guys are planning to buy? And if so, let me know what you want. Right now, I'm looking at the Dionysus Super Mini. I think I just said that, in the GG Supreme canvas. I love it in the exotic, but I am just more swayed by the more affordable option. I also am someone who loves saving money, but I do love the Super Mini. I think it's very beautiful. I really like it. Based on the way it looks like it would fit my phone, my card holder that my husband gave me. I think if you watched one of my previous videos, I showed you a card holder that my husband gave me, and my Carmex lip balm. I think it would also fit maybe 2 or 3 folded over cash bills, just in case. I always walk around with cash just in case. And yeah, I think that's really about it. I think it could be like my church bag that I use when I go to mass, because it is horrifically tiny. It's like that big. It is so tiny, but so cute. I love it to bits. I absolutely love it. I really like a lot of the exotics there, but that's normal. They make great exotics. And guys, I don't know why people say that Gucci doesn't use exotics. Like, Alessandro is so slick, you guys. Alessandro's like, yeah, guys, we're super sustainable. You know, we're not doing that stuff anymore. They still use lizard. They still use python. So don't read the headlines, guys. Make sure you look at the details. At any rate, I like their bags. I'm just personally a fan of the Dionysus. I love that line. I love those bags. I think they're so beautiful, glamorous. I love everything about the Dionysus at Gucci. I also like their clothes, their earrings, their sunglasses. By the way, all of those have gone up as well. So massive price increase. I just wanted to let you know. Okay, guys, now I want to talk to you guys about Balenciaga. We also need to talk about Yeezy. We need to talk about Fenty, a bunch of luxury things. So first, let's start with Balenciaga. I want to show you some beautiful pret-a-porter from the house. I'm really getting into Balenciaga at the moment. I love what they're doing over there. And first of all, let me just show you an array of jumpers. I love this one that is like the black and white logo jumper. I love this. I know that this jumper now, I believe, is part of the permanent collection at Balence, and I love it. I know that the jumper's been around for a few years. They do it in a wide range of colors. I think they do like seasonal colors, but I believe that this color is part of the permanent collection, so it will never be cancelled from what I understand, because the style of the jumper itself is quite old, but I think it just got so popular that they constantly make it. Absolutely love this one. They also have a new style of the same jumper, but this time the logo is written in cursive, kind of like how when Gucci used to write Gucci in cursive. So now they're now doing that, like Balenciaga in cursive. I love this. I think this is going to sell out. I think this is going to be a hot piece as well for summer and for autumn. I absolutely love this. I also like it here in yellow and black, which is interesting because you could look like a bumblebee if you're not careful. You could end up looking like a bee, you guys, and not in like the queen bee sense, like Beyonce. Not like you're the queen bee and you're that shape, but actually like a bumblebee if you don't style this thing correctly. But I do like it. I think it would look really nice with like black jeans or black leggings. I think it could look really nice depending on how you style it. But it's very bright. It's very loud. I also like it here in this kind of like I don't know, it's kind of like a caramel coffee latte color. I think it's just like this very light caramel. I really like this. I've seen this also as a cardigan, which is interesting because I don't like this jumper as a cardigan for some reason. Like, I don't know why. I think maybe because I have a bigger bust, so I'm very sensitive when I see buttons. Like when I see buttons, I'm like, whoa, already terrified that you're gonna have that weird gap. Okay, there are buttons here, but this is a polo. So it's like high up buttons are okay, but when they're like buttons all the way down here, it can get quite scary unless the shirt or the cardigan has been tailored correctly. So I'm not crazy about it in the cardigan, but I do like it in the, just like the classic jumper. Because I think when you have like a bigger chest, if you're like me, you have to be really careful, like the kind of shirts that you wear. You could end up looking you can look fat and you can look much heavier than you are if you're not careful. So I'm very careful like what kind of shirts I wear, and I'm very sensitive to that. I think the Balenciaga jumpers will look absolutely fine if you do have a bigger chest, because they look, depending on the size you get it, if you maybe get it like a size down, it will end up looking just very comfy on you, but it still shows your shape and it doesn't like make you look like a sack of potatoes. I love those jumpers. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely love them. They come in a wide range of prices. I should have already written the different prices on the screen. The prices they are what they are. They're not, cheap, but it's not Balenciaga. I mean, it's not Balmain either in terms of like the horrific prices that Balmain has for their clothes. So I wanted to share those with you, okay? I also want to talk to you about Bulgari, super quick. There are a bunch of beautiful I think it's called the B01 like collection. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I love the rings from this collection. I absolutely love this one right here. This has it has like diamonds and it's gold. I love this. I think it's great. I think Bulgari have tons of really cool stuff. I'm not a fan of the Serpenti collection. I don't really like snakes in jewelry. It's just a personal thing. So I'm not a fan of the Serpenti, but I like everything else that they're doing at the house. And Bulgari also have a store in Johannesburg. So God willing, when all of this finally ends and we can finally travel, I definitely will end up going to the Bulgari boutique in Johannesburg to see these beautiful jewelry pieces in the flesh. I absolutely love this ring, and it's also on my wish list as well. Okay guys, I want to talk to you guys about Kanye West and Rihanna's adventures in luxury fashion. I was reading this really interesting blog post, which I can't find online anymore, and a few people were commenting saying, hey, like, why did Rhi close down her fashion line? I didn't like use my higher Glamazon like username. I was writing using a different like alias online on this girl's blog, and I wrote like my theory on her blog, and a few people responded like, hey, I think you're right, like, I want to hear more from you. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll talk about this on my channel with you guys and just share what I think. So as we know, Fenty has been paused, I believe, at LVMH. Not shut down, it's been paused for the moment. I do think that's business speak for it has been shut down. They're just trying to like say it nicely. Personally, I like Rhi. I think she's fabulous. I think she's super gorgeous, and I just think, yeah, I think she's great, and I'm so proud, like proud of her being super successful, especially the fact that she's from the West Indies. I'm so happy for her and for the people from Barbados. Like, if she was from Tanzania, I'd be talking about her every day, anyway. So I'm very proud of what she's achieved in her career, and I think everything with Fenty Beauty and all of that is fantastic. Now I think that the reason why the Fenty, like House of Fenty, like the luxury fashion stuff was hard is a few things. I think first of all, the clothing itself, I think was just not commercial enough. I also think that the people advising Ree didn't really understand like who is going to be buying the Fenty clothing. So for me, for example, I would say I'm a huge Beyonce fan. Like, girl, I'm a fan of Beyonce. I bought all of her albums. I have them on CD. I've seen her in concert multiple times, okay? And I absolutely am a huge fan of her work. I think that what they should have realized is, I think that they thought they were going to create a luxury fashion line, basically, and they were going to sell it to her fans. And not dissing her fans or anything, but most of her fans could not afford these price points. And I think when the clothing came out with some of the initial price points, I think a lot of people were like, whoa, I can't afford to buy this really expensive stuff. And there are a few people who are like attacking the people saying, hey, I can't afford to buy that, by saying, okay, you can't afford to buy that, but you can buy the Gucci sunglasses. I don't really think it's fair to like attack people's like, consumer choices. And I absolutely hate that. That's something that I hate about the culture at the moment. People's like consumer choices get attacked, and I think it's very annoying. I don't think that's the right way to sell someone's product. And to be fair, it wasn't like her people writing those tweets. It was like some of her fans and some other people were like trying to shame people who were complaining about the prices. I don't think that's cool, and I don't think you should shame anyone about about pricing for anything. I don't think that's cool. I think that basically the people actually who would have bought the Fenty line, I think were completely different from the people who they thought were going to buy it. I think that they thought her fans were going to buy it, but I actually think the people who are going to buy Fenty are buyers of Balenciaga. They're people who already buy Balmain. Okay, they're people who already buy the limited edition LV clothing, for example. So if you go on the Louis Vuitton Reddit page, I mean, it's a fascinating place. There's hardcore Vuitton fans there. And a lot of the people who buy the prêt-à-porter who are on that Reddit page, actually, they probably would have been the target customer for Fenty, because a lot of the sort of the very edgy, hard fashion look, that's like something that I think we see that basically is kind of connected to like Virgil's aesthetic as well. So I actually think like the people who would have been into Off-White and LV's like limited edition collections and Balenciaga, they're actually the Fenty clients. And I think that is what LVMH got wrong. It's not so much Rihanna. I don't know, like, to what extent did Rihanna, what's like the role that she played? I think she played a massive role at Fenty, but she's one person. A fashion brand isn't run by one person. It's not, and the same way LV's menswear stuff isn't just run by Virgil. There are many people who are stakeholders in that process. And I think that they thought that her fans were going to rush and buy it, and her fans probably can't afford it at that price point. And that's not being nasty. She has a lot of younger fans. That's the point that I'm making. I'm not saying that they don't have money. I'm just saying a lot of her fans are much younger. I mean, I'm like literally my birthday's next week on Tuesday. I'm still 34 for 2 days. But I would say, as someone who's really into like Balenciaga and Balmain, and I'm definitely really into like I said, Balance, and I really like Louis Vuitton's Prêt-à-Porter, I probably would have been more in the like target market, because I like that stuff and I would buy those clothes. I don't have an issue with buying like clothes that are expensive if I like what they look like. So I think that they got the audience wrong. And I think that was actually the massive source of the problem. They were marketing it as the House of Fenty based on the fact it's Rihanna and she's this massive celebrity, when they should have done it as the way Victoria Beckham did it, which was like, yes, I'm Victoria Beckham. I was Posh Spice, but I'm taking this seriously. I'm taking this so seriously that I'm not even going to go to the Spice Girls reunion. That's how seriously I'm taking fashion. I think that's how they should have done it. So this is not so much Ree's fault, but more the suits behind LVMH who didn't position this brand correctly, in my opinion. I don't think it should have been targeted to her fans. I don't think that if you saw Fenty at Selfridges or Neiman Marcus in the US, if I saw Fenty, I shouldn't think, oh, I can only buy that if I like Rihanna. You know, because you're going to get other people who are like, well, I like Beyonce. Well, I like Nicki Minaj, so I'm not going to buy that. It shouldn't be about the celebrity. It should be about the clothing and what the brand means. So I think that's where they went wrong with Fenty. I would love to see them do a reboot, and I would love to see them have more wearable clothes. Say what you want about Balenciaga, but those clothes I showed, they're very wearable. You can wear them with jeans. You can wear them with black denim. You can wear them with skirts. You can wear them however you want. You can even wear those jumpers with tights and heels. Off you go, and you're going to look stylish. The clothing is wearable, and fundamentally the clothing has to be wearable. If you're pricing a jumper like a Balenciaga jumper for $1,000, I need to be able to wear that thing. Okay, it can't just be sitting there in my wardrobe, okay, looking at me like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe looking at me. Okay, this is not a C.S. Lewis novel. I have to be able to wear the bleeding thing, and I think that's like where some of the issues are. I do think they're green shoots, and I think that she will get it right when she relaunches, if she decides to relaunch maybe this year or next year. I would love to see a more affordable line. People don't give Versace enough respect. The Versace Jeans Couture, that's the diffusion line of Versace, and it targets young men, but it's a unisex line. That line is sold on ASOS, and I just favorited something on there and put it in my list, and it already sent me the notification like selling out, selling out, selling out. People like look down on diffusion lines, but there's nothing wrong with a diffusion line. Diffusion lines bring in new people into the brand who maybe can't afford to buy, you know, $4,000 Versace gown today, but they could afford to buy maybe like a $900 jumper, for example, or a $900 t-shirt. And I think that they should have priced it much more affordably. And I also think that the clothing should have been way more commercial. And I also think, of course, it's about I want to see Rihanna modeling the clothes and stuff. But I just feel like they didn't get their audience right. I also think that like with Fenty, like the House of Fenty, and also with Yeezy to a similar degree, because Kanye has had a lot of struggles in fashion as well. It's really, really hard to launch a fashion label. Whether you are a celebrity with hundreds of millions of fans, millions of fans like Kanye and Ree, whether you're, you know, a celebrity like them or you're just a standard person and maybe you have a budget, it is so hard to launch a clothing label. Like I, as a businesswoman, like I always was like, I'm never going to start a fashion label. First of all, I don't know anything about the garment industry except that I really like shopping and I like buying clothes. But I know things about accessories and I know the beauty industry. So you have to stick to like what you know. And I feel like Kanye and Rihanna, they're huge celebrities with these huge brands, but I think that they made a lot of mistakes in launching their lines. In terms of Ye, I think that Ye is someone who, like, I think that if anything, I think that Rihanna knows how women want to look. And I do think that when she reboots Fenty, I am sure it's going to be a huge success, because the beauty line and the lingerie she's doing is fire and fantastic and just beautiful. Whereas I think with Yeezy, it's like, you know, Ye wants everyone to look like they're hobos on the road. Well, I don't want to look like that, Ye, okay? And I don't want to look like a mixture of stone, sand, beige. I know some of you are into neutrals, but I'm not really into that, and I'm fine with that. So if Kanye is going to do like a fashion line for women eventually, which I believe is part of the plan, I think he was, you know, doing all these Yeezy like footwear collaborations with the Gap and all the rest of it so that he can get the funds to properly do a women's wear collection or a men's wear collection. If you're gonna do that, like make the clothing wearable, you know? So I think the moral of the story is that Kanye and Rihanna, they will get it right. They're both very brilliant, fascinating celebrities. I'm sure it's going to work out for them, but it's so hard going up against LV. Louis Vuitton himself was born in the freaking, you know, 1800s. Okay, you know, going up against an old name is really hard. And I think, you know, to a certain degree, there is that issue of like being a person of color. That does play a role to a certain degree. But I think the issue here is really, how old has the brand been around in order for you to do luxury fashion? If Rihanna said she was going to do her own brand and it was going to be a fast fashion brand, it would be, you know, a massive success, because everyone can afford the clothing. But if you're going to do a luxury fashion label and you're new, you don't have an archive, you don't have a lot of things to pull from, it's going to be difficult. I believe that the Arnauds thought that, you know, it was going to be a massive success straight away, just like her beauty brand. And I think it's been a slow burn for them to figure out what's going on. So as far as I know, there was like a team of people working for Fenty in Paris. and some of the website and the Instagram wasn't updated, so things just quietly got shut down. I believe Rihanna. I believe in her. I think that she can make this thing work. But I think that this is like also a cautionary tale for those of you out there who want to do luxury fashion. You can't just wake up today and say, I've created a luxury fashion brand. You do need to have years and years and years in the game. And I don't know whether I think that's fair. There's some interesting issues about, is that fair on younger designers, yes or no? I actually think that Ree could have made more success doing a luxury line that was a little bit more affordable. So maybe starting from say $100 and not going over $600. Some of Balenciaga's t-shirts are like $400, $300. I mean, it's some of their prêt-à-porter is definitely way more affordable than you'd think for being such a storied fashion house with such a famous founder like Cristobal Balenciaga. So I just wanted to put that out there. Get your opinion. What do you guys think of celebrity luxury fashion houses? Victoria Beckham herself, you know, she obviously launched her line, and, you know, it did seem like it was very successful, but just like 2 years ago, David Beckham's like limited company in the UK had to bail her out. I mean, he's her husband, so he should be supporting her anyway. But salute to David for supporting Victoria, because in the UK, like if you have a big company, your accounts can be public. Basically, you can go to this place called Company's House for free and you can look at someone's accounts. And the Daily Mail did that, and basically he like gave a cash infusion to her fashion business because it was really struggling. And this is Victoria, and Victoria got a lot of clout. People were wearing her clothes, and people were buying it, but it's just so expensive to be very profitable in fashion. I would love to know what you think about everything that we've discussed. I need to know what you think about Ye, about Ree. Would you like to see Rihanna give it another crack? And what kind of pricing would you like to see for her? Man, I'm rooting for her. I think she's just fabulous, so beautiful. I'd love to see her succeed in luxury fashion, but I think that the clothing needs to be tailored to like a different audience, so to find a different way to market the clothing. But everything else she's doing is lit. What do you guys think about Yeezy? What do you think of Ye in general and what he's doing in luxury fashion? Are you vibing? Are you digging it? What do you guys think? I mean, frankly, you know, Virgil Abloh should be grateful to Ye, because he wouldn't be at LV without Kanye. I said that, and I don't really care how people think about it. So let me know what you think about that as well. And of course, the Gucci price increase. So just super quick, it's my birthday on Tuesday, so I won't be uploading a video on Tuesday, but I'll have another video on Thursday as usual. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell, you guys. And I know my husband, I don't know if he watches, he's like, oh God, he goes again with her bells again, begging people to turn on the bell. But seriously, turn on the bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I'll see you in my next video.